Hey guys, Chris Fix here. Are your old rusty brake calipers ruining the look to your car? Does it mess up how your brake system or rims look when it's on the car? Well, today I'm going to show you how to spray paint your brake calipers to make them look really nice. These rusty calipers are still in good shape, they just don't look very good. So I'm going to go through the process and how we're going to prep it and then spray it with high temperature spray paint, which you can pick up at any store for $5. Since we'll be doing this on the car so we don't have to bleed the brakes, we're keeping the brake line attached. We have it off to the side. I have a box on top of a bucket to kind of keep it supported, give me a nice platform. I want to cover all this stuff because I don't want to get high temperature paint on this. So I'm just using a garbage bag to completely cover everything. With everything covered, we could start the prep on this. To do this job, we're going to use some high heat spray paint. This goes to 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. We have some isopropyl alcohol that cleans it off when we're done sanding and everything. I have a metal wire brush, some 230 grit sandpaper, and then some 600 grit sandpaper. And that's all you need. Let's get to work. Remember, when you're sanding this and when you're spraying this, make sure you use some type of protection for your lungs and protection for your eyes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the wire brush and just everything on here that is metal, hit it. Watch out for the rubber on these guide pins, and also watch out for the rubber on the brake line. And be careful of the rubber down here on these pistons. So remember to take your time doing this. It's all in the preparation. The better you sand and the better this is prepped, the better it's going to come out. I know you're going to be excited and you just want to start spray painting, but try to take some time, do this right. You can see all this rust and everything that got taken off with this. That's good. I forgot to mention to you, you're going to need some brake clean. Next step is going to be hit this with brake clean, try to get it all cleaned up. After this is dry, we're going to move on to the sanding with sandpaper. This is 230 grit. Depending on how rusted your calipers are, you might not need to use this. If your calipers are still really smooth and look good, then you could just move up to the 600 grit. But mine are kind of rusty and it needs this more coarse sandpaper to get the rust spots out of here. Make it a little bit smoother. Okay, I sanded all the spots on this that I wanted to get to with the more coarse sandpaper. So now I'm going to move to the more fine sandpaper, 600 grit. Now the level that I'm doing this for my truck will be different than the level that I do this for my Corvette. I just want to get a nice coat on here, make it look halfway decent, and prevent the rust. That's the goal for me, rust prevention. For you, it might be the looks. So then you might want to be more detailed. You might want to take the caliper off and open it. You might want to get the brake pad clips out of here and get the paint under there. For me, that's not super important. So just remember that there's different levels that you could do this to. Now take your time with this last step and we'll be spray painting in no time. Okay, this is coming out real nice. It's ready to be hit with one more thing of brake clean, and then we'll use some rubbing alcohol and clean it off completely. Now it's time to use the alcohol. Before I touch this caliper again, I'm going to change out my gloves just so that they're clean. The alcohol step is the last step before paint touches this, so you want to try to be as clean as possible now. Now use a paper towel, a lint-free towel would be best, and some alcohol. Pour it on, and then just clean this off. You're going to get a lot of stuff off from doing this, even after brake clean's been used. After you clean it off with the alcohol and it looks good to you, let the alcohol evaporate. After it evaporates, we'll start spray painting. Make sure you read the instructions on the back of your can. Make sure you're within the temperature range. Make sure you have the right amount of distance and stuff. With this stuff, I'm going to try to use 3 coats. I'm going to do this side first. I'm going to wait 2 minutes between coats. And I'm going to spray about a foot away. So just as I started painting, I forgot to mention, you should use some tape on any parts you don't want to get paint on. In my case, I don't want to get paint on these 2 rubber pieces here, so I'm going to use tape on them. I already spray painted a little bit, but I caught myself, so it's not a big deal. So now that I caught myself, I'll continue spray painting. Let that sit for 2 minutes. After a few minutes, you can see it's basically dried, so I'm going to hit it with one last coat of paint. Okay, good. Now I'm going to let this dry for 30 minutes, and then it'll be dried to the touch. So then I could flip this over and do the other side. With this completely dry, let's flip it. Now we're going to spray this side. I'd say the only thing you'd want to worry about on this side is the piston right here. You probably don't want to get too much paint on this piston cover. If you want to be extra careful, you might want to tape that off. Okay, good. Now we're going to let this sit for 2 minutes and do 2 more coats. I'm skipping forward. This is going to be my last coat. Looks good. I'll let it dry for a half an hour and then we can put the brakes back on the car. Okay, put everything together. Got new brake pads in, got the new brake rotor, the painted brake caliper, and even the brake rotor. I painted the hat. With the spray paint that I used, I'm going to want to bake this on here. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive the car for 15 minutes. And then I'm going to let it cool for a half an hour. And what that's going to do is it's going to bake on this paint. Not only is it going to look good, but it's going to function well because I'm not going to have any rust on here. Here's a before and after picture. On your left is before, and on your right is after. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing. Up on the screen are going to be some videos. You can click on the video on the screen, or you can find a link to those videos in the description below. Also in the description below are the links to the Chris Fix Facebook and Twitter pages. Check it out.